Cates,
Sure.
you good to pray?
Yeah, I'll go. I hope that guy don't get up. Hey, if that guy says one thing over 3 minutes, I'm gonna hit this damn table hard on the head.
Where's the gavel? There we go. All right.
Now, 35 seconds.
Maybe he won't stand. Oh, it's time. Are y'all ready?
I like about a. It is now. It's time now. It's time.
You ready?
Yeah.
Maybe it's, how about that? Is that good?
Let's go.
All right. Is that okay? Is that what it is? Okay. Is that okay? There we go. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the time is 7 o'clock. Call the meeting to order. Madam Recorder, we have a quorum with all members present. We're going to start with a prayer and a pledge of allegiance, and I ask you all to rise, and Mr. Cates will invocate us.
Dear gracious Heavenly Father, we just come to you again, thanking you for the blessings today, thanking you for this board. Father, give us a clear mind and an open heart as we go into this meeting. I just pray that we can make the best decisions for our town and for our citizens. Father, we just thank you for our employees. Thank you for watching over them and protecting them each day. Father, just be with each one of us, Lord, as we can express our own opinion and not be held mad against somebody else. Just go with us throughout this meeting. I pray and ask these in Christ's name. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. That is weird.
Can you turn down the sensitivity? Will that help? All right, the first thing that we need to do is the approval of the agenda. Are there any additions or deletions, Mr. Ellis?
Yes, I would ask that we add the document in front of you, Tri-Life Commercial Purchase and Sale Agreement, to the agenda under item 16, other items of business. I just received this a few hours ago from Attorney Minor. He can answer any of your questions either now or at that time. That's the only thing. At the very end of the section 16, other items of business.
Okay, is there anything else?
No, sir.
All right, I will take a motion when you guys are ready.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda as amended.
I have a motion from Alderman Hummel. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Alderman Austin. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay. You should have the minutes in front of you. Give you a minute to review them if you want.
Mr. Mayor, I have a correction.
Yes, ma'am.
On the third page where it's under 15B, Resolution 25-08, it says a motion was made by Alderman Hummel to approve blah, 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 and then the motion was seconded by Alderman Hummel. I don't think I can do both.
I don't think so either.
I might try, but it doesn't make it right.
Do we know who made that motion and who seconded it?
I probably made one of them, but I'm not certain which.
Okay. So our town recorder can make the correction. Is there anything else?
I don't have anything else.
Okay. Whenever you're ready, I will entertain a motion
I
with
make a
the
motion to
corrections.
pass 'em with the change of that.
I have a motion from Mr. Cates. Is there a second? Second from Alderman Campbell. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion carries. Okay. All right, we have no special items tonight. Next up is time for citizens' comments. It's open for any Oakland citizen to be heard on items and concerns. Citizens are to be recognized by the chair and come to the front of the room before speaking. Each speaker shall state their name and address for the record. The mayor and board of aldermen shall make no decision or consideration of action of citizen comments, except to refer the matter to the town manager for administrative consideration, or to schedule the matter for the mayor and board of aldermen consideration at a later date. Speakers shall limit their comments to 3 minutes unless allowed by the chair. Speakers shall limit their comment to one subject. Is there anyone here who wishes to speak tonight? Come forward.
I'm coming up because every town meeting, we have citizens' comments put on the agenda long before anything of substance is even discussed by the alderman or the board. So, like, tonight, we're gonna, what was that, contract to buy a church system, after citizens' comments. So citizens can sit here, they can pay attention, they can roll around their minds. Some of them might even have a good idea. Some of them might have a interesting observation. Not everybody is incapable of thought, but they don't get a chance to comment on it until 1 month later. God only knows what could happen in 1 month. So I think I'm rising. I know that you can't comment, but in the future, citizens' comments moved after things are brought forward in the town meetings would be much more conducive to citizen participation. Thank you.
Is there anyone else? Mr. Finn, did you have your, come forward.
Good evening, everybody. My name is John Finn, 100 Davis Circle, Oakland. My reason for being here today is about the budget, essentially. I've been coming here for about 3 years now, and every year the budget has been increased, obviously. Whatever, more people, more services and stuff like that, so that was needed to happen. But my concern is that every year there's also discrepancies. Bowers Road was the first time I came. You guys had a $200,000 oversight, I believe it was, and it was blamed on the previous town manager. Then the next year was IT services and stuff like that, computer services and travel. This last meeting, Mr. Cates, said something about the town hall, that you guys, had a $1.1 million contract for someone to design, the town hall, whatever, and that wasn't finished, so, you guys got $700,000 back, but it sounds like $400,000 was essentially lost, So my concern is just that with the budget increasing, obviously there's more money. And, things slip through the cracks, sometimes, whatever, and it'd be nice to have a little bit maybe more oversight of what's going on, and, maybe there is and stuff like that, and I obviously don't know about this stuff, but it seems that every year there is a large thing, a large sum of money that disappears, and that's concerning, because the things that get cut seem to be the parks and stuff like that, because last year you guys, raised the budget, but the parks were the first things cut. And then you guys had a special session where you guys raised the budget by $500,000 essentially, so last year the budget raised by $1.5 million, and that's about a 30% increase. It's pretty large. That's substantial. Us as taxpayers, and you guys are also here too, really seem like the sales tax and what's going, to pay for that stuff is also increasing at the same, rate. So my concern is, we'd like to have a little bit more oversight on where the money is going and to see some more money come in besides just us on taxpayers.
We didn't increase the budget by 30% last year.
Well, $1.5 million is an increase, and I think it was like 3.5 before, or like 3.5 before, so.
No, no, no.
I think it's
And
pretty
I do,
close.
I'm with you on all this budget stuff. I don't like cutting parks. People like to use those and enjoy them. I will tell you that we are making a substantial effort to increase sales tax revenue. And I've said it in this meeting before, and I'll say it again. We have an $11 million budget. We collect $2 million of property tax. That's it. All the rest of that money comes from water and wastewater funds and sales tax. And that's what we, and every single training class I've been to on budgets, they start off saying the exact same thing. You know the budget's wrong the day you pass it. We're trying to project everything that's going to happen between July 1st and June 30th next year. So we don't have a crystal ball saying, oh, by the way, you have an $80,000 drain pipe to fix. We have no way of knowing when that stuff's going to fail. We do the best we can.
Don't discuss this right now.
You're right, you're right. I just wanted to
Yeah, no, I
make you feel a little bit better.
No, I appreciate the feedback, that's for sure. So, thank you, guys.
We're not supposed to answer
Thank you.
back.
Is there anyone else here who'd like to speak? Okay, we'll move on. Next is comments from the mayor. I just want to, I want to personally extend my condolences to Sheriff Riles and his family at the passing, untimely death of his brother. Also to County Commissioner Terry Kennedy, who lost her husband. And we did have some storms come through. There's some other people that I personally know that have passed away or been injured. And from the town of Oakland, you have our sympathies. I think that's all the comments I'm going to have tonight. Is there any alderman? Mr. Campbell? Ms. Austin? Ms. Hummel?
I'd like to add to the condolences to the family that was in Moscow with those storms that came through, and we lost a father and a daughter in Moscow with that hurricane, straight line winds that came through. So I'd like to have that family also added to our prayer list also.
Yes. Mr. Bell? Vice Mayor Cates?
Yeah, I got a couple. I'd like to just throw the thanks out to our fire department, our police department, water and sewer for the work that y'all had to do through this storm and all this extra water, because I know it was extra work on some of you. And we just don't know how lucky we are to have a lot of the employees that we have, that they go in and above their responsibility to make Oakland keep growing and keep going. And the other thing I got is like to comment Harvey and Dennis and Eric. They went up to one of the towns after this storm and help them get their water system and stuff going to where they could have at least water. And I thought that was really something special that our town represents somebody like that. And special thanks Harvey, Dennis, and Eric.
All right. Is that it, Mr. Cates? All right. Next is consideration of department directors. Is there any department director here tonight who wishes to come before the board?
I don't know if I wish to, but I should probably get down.
I was going to ask you the question anyway, so come on up.
Well, you can go ahead with your question first.
No, you go ahead.
So everything's moving along really well with the construction. In our last progress meeting last month, they are slightly ahead of schedule and looking to stay ahead of schedule, which is great news for us. In the next month, we will need to shut the plant down 3 separate times for who knows how long. I've been told, hopefully only a few hours, but it could be upwards of 12 or more. So we've been
And that's what I was gonna ask you about this rain event. I know you did several million gallons of water in a few days. Can you,
Yes.
let the public
So,
know about that?
when it was happening, it was pretty impossible to quantify everything, but every month we have to send our reports to the state and to the EPA. And in doing so, I had a very long explanation letter to send as well for all the issues we experienced with that. We did have some overflows at the influent manhole at the plant, but we had very few out in town. When the system became overwhelmed, we did get some high-level alarms on the lift stations. Some sewage did come out of manholes, but none of our pumps ever quit running. It was simply too much water. Now, the figures are, over 5 days, we got almost 13 inches of rain, 12.89 inches at the plant. And over those 5 days, we pushed 10.67 million gallons through the plant.
Ooh.
And we're only designed to push a million, and we're over that most days. It just became a juggling act for a while, but, I mean, I'm proud to say we made it through, and by my calculations, we really only spilled about 50,000 gallons out of the manhole, and out of 10 million, I mean, I'm proud of that.
That's really good. Any other questions or comments for Blake? Okay. Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Thank you. Is there any other question for any department head from the alderman?
I've got a question, if I may.
Yes.
Chief Earl in here?
What can I do for you?
Hey, Chief. How did Oakland respond to the call at the bank the other day for the robbery? How did that go?
Man, what do you mean, how did they respond to it? You just wanna know how the call?
How did the call go?
Well, I think it was sent through the dispatch. They sent county cars out there and Oakland cars. And, apparently this guy that did the robbery had been studying what time, what days they came out, and he was waiting for them. And so, he was driving a black Jeep. Y'all seen the stuff we put out on Facebook? Anybody? Black Jeep and armed, and he left on 196, northbound. No, yeah, northbound. They put it out both directions, but it was northbound.
That's really it's kind of what they've been doing, because when they hit the Walgreens ATM, they escaped on 196 when that ATM got robbed. So those are the two main
He avoided the
thoroughfares.
flock cameras, so I guess he had done his homework on some stuff, obviously. And, right now, we're working the case, and we have some leads that we're working on.
Good deal.
But if anybody does happen to see a black Jeep riding around here with probably no tags on it, from what we understand, you could call and we can check it out, and we can get there in time.
It's amazing how many you can see when you look for them.
Yeah.
I went to an intersection yesterday and there was 2 black Jeeps on that one intersection.
Right, black four-door.
Yeah. I didn't see any money coming out the windows, so I figured,
Yeah. Well, it's not very often that people rob places with a Jeep as a getaway car, so.
Are they gonna take different procedures and policies?
The bank itself,
Mm-hmm.
well,
Since it's their
we've done
employees?
protection in the past for different banks. Some of them still do it, some of them did away with it basically for new management or whatever. But I'm sure that they'll all probably get on board.
And start letting y'all
Yeah.
come and help
Right.
supervise?
Video is important, so we try to talk these businesses into make sure they have video, not just the bank, but the ones that were behind it. A lot of those don't have any video cameras.
Is the FBI involved in it now?
Yeah, it's a bank, federal, yeah.
any other questions for Chief Earl?
No.
Yeah,
That's it.
okay.
Any other questions for any other department? Okay, then we'll go to the next thing. It's the town manager's report.
I too would like to acknowledge the staff that worked through the rain events. Several people put in a lot of hours, and a lot of time was sacrificed, and a lot of effort put into it. Again, can't say enough about the entire staff, from police, fire, admin, everyone is involved. Public Works, water, wastewater. Same thing, Vice Mayor Kate said. Thank you guys and gals for what you do every day. I appreciate it more than you know. Second thing, I wanted to let you know, the park project started, the next phase of the park. They've started moving dirt. You can actually see something there that's tangible. You can see where the fields are gonna be. They're pretty much cut in. They just started that this week, so keep you updated as that goes. Maybe have a couple of drone videos or something in the future, but just wanted to let you know about that. As far as the proposed church building, I've completed 2 of the 3 inspections that I would like to get. I emailed you guys the first one. I just got the other report about 2 hours ago. I'll send that out to you as well, and hopefully the third one I can get done within the next few weeks. And then we'll reapproach that issue again, and I'll tell you what we found, and we can have a quick discussion about it, maybe at the next work session, something like that. On a good note, if some of you will remember, some of you may not, a couple of years ago, we had an IRS penalty for some W-2 forms that
Yes,
they claimed were late.
10,000 to be
10,000,
exact.
yes, ma'am. Earlier this week, we received a check from the IRS for that penalty plus interest to the tune of $12,319.72,
What?
with no explanation as to why.
They found it.
So,
Don't ask.
Cash it, no ass, no
put it in
questions.
the bank, I know.
Don't question a gift.
Cash it quick.
Put it in the bank and hush.
So that's good news. So we'll leave with that. I have some more things. If you have any questions,
Wow.
I'll try to answer them, but that was good news. That's a lot of money.
You don't have anything else?
Well, let me go ahead and say one more thing. Lori and Miss Yvonne and I had a pre-scheduled appointment with some representatives from the comptroller this week regarding our audit. Of course, our audit's late. We have a plan. They wanted to know what was our plan moving forward, and we explained it to them. They were very cordial and professional and encouraged us. We'll keep them in the loop as we move forward, but you need to know part of that plan is we're going to have to bring a third-party CPA in to help us get caught up. There's a lot of work to be done. I've talked to a few. I expected to have an agreement from one tonight. It didn't show up. As soon as I do, I'll get it to you guys and just let you know that this is something we're going to have to do to wrap this up. We're going to have to bring in some outside help. It's just too much work. So I just wanted to give you a heads up on that. Nothing tonight, just to let you know.
Okay,
That's it.
thank you.
Thank
Any
you.
questions for Mr. Ellis? Go ahead.
Mr. Ellis, I had asked you earlier, for everyone else, that third inspection, is that including the mold that, on page 18 of the first one?
Mhm.
He said it didn't appear to be mold, but he recommended that we have a mold inspector come in for that particular.
I can add that. At this time, it was only asbestos and lead paint. I haven't had a time to go through the second inspection with Joe. We kind of read it at dinner earlier, kind of skimmed through it on our phone. So if it wasn't covered in this or referenced in the second inspection, I'll definitely try to add that to the third one.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right, we're gonna move on. We have no old business for ordinances tonight. We do have new businesses for ordinance on the first reading. Ordinance 2502, talking about internet cybersecurity and sensitive information. We're gonna add sections 15 to the personnel policy. Mr. Ellis,
I'm sorry, I was distracted. Could you repeat again where?
ordinance 2502.
Yes, this is required as part of our, we're adding to our personnel policies and procedures to cover for cybersecurity. Ms. Yvonne and I met this week with PEP, and just along the same lines, we now have cybersecurity insurance coverage. We did not have that in the past.
Wow.
So we are covered. There was some work that had to be done by staff and BC3 as well. I'll give them credit to get us to check all the boxes so we could be approved. This is just another component to that. So we ask that we approve ordinance 2502 on the first reading to add to our complement to keep this cybersecurity coverage.
And this just updates our personnel policies and procedures.
Yes.
Okay.
Make
Do
a
I-
motion to pass it.
Motion to pass from Mr. Cates.
Oh,
I'm sorry, we didn't, can I have a motion to hear?
Motion to hear.
Motion to hear from Alderman Austin. Now go ahead.
motion to pass.
Motion to pass from Mr. Cates. Thank you, Madam, that's why she's here. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Alderman Campbell. Is there any discussion on this? Okay. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes.
Thank you.
All right. We have no old business as far as resolutions. We'll go to new business. We have Resolution 2512. This is the Riverwood Gardens, Phase 7. Mr. Ellis?
Yes, we've been approached by the developer to ask us to revise the development agreement. This has been approved in the past through the board. The only change they're requesting is to reduce the number of lots from 65 to 55. That's an agreement, that's a contract that was signed, so it has to come before this board for approval. I'll defer to Ed if there's any questions that you may have.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead.
Do we have anyone representing the people here tonight?
No, they told me they would be here, but no, ma'am,
Oh,
I don't
okay.
see them.
Well, Ed probably can answer this for me, though, Mr.
What about
Cruton.
Ed? There you go.
Going down from the 65 to the 55 lots, is there a particular reason? I'm just guessing, economics, they're not building out. Is there a reason for that?
It's market conditions, yeah. Instead of, as a developer, if you're gonna do, let's say, 100, and you're a little bit concerned about market conditions, you're not gonna wanna do 100 and have some of those potentially become vacant. That is me guessing at this point. I have no problem with them reducing it. We have 4,200 lots. We've already talked about our treatment plan, so, if they wanna reduce it, I think it makes sense. It doesn't affect the prior approval for the civils. They're modified accordingly.
Okay.
Is this gonna, are these lots are gonna build in the future on a different phase?
Yeah, yeah.
They
Yeah,
said
they're not proposing on removing those. It's just that it's not gonna be part of this year. Instead of being built this year, it would happen next year.
What's your recommendation?
Recommendation, approve it as you have it tonight.
I'm sorry, Miss Yvonne, I did it again. Can I have a motion to hear Resolution 2512?
Motion here.
I get ahead of myself sometimes. Okay. Any other questions, comments? Anything else? Okay, I'll take a motion when you're ready.
I make a motion to pass it on planner's recommendation.
I have a motion from Alderman Cates. Is there a second? Second from Alderman Bailey. All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, motion passes. Okay, next on the agenda is Resolution 2513, sanitation contract, request authorization to solicit bids. Can I have a motion to hear?
Motion here.
Okay. Mr. Ellis?
Yes, this is, as you stated, a resolution authorizing us to solicit proposals for a solid waste service contract. The documents have already been prepared. I can get this out pretty quick, and I think we all agree because of the pricing and different issues that we would like to move forward with taking bids, and hopefully we can do something a little different. Maybe not. We'll see.
When does our contract run out with this?
It renews the first of the year, and there will be a price increase on that as well. It was in the original contract. That
You
would
doing
be
first January?
January the 1st, yeah. That'd be the third year, starting the third year of the contract.
Okay, so you want to put it out for bid now?
Do we have to give them that third year? Is that
No, sir.
option?
We do not have to give the third year, no, sir. It was original one-year contract with 2
Right.
extensions if needed. So we do not have to. As far as I understand today, we're not obligated to that third year.
Okay.
Any questions, comments? Motion?
I'll make a motion to approve Resolution 25-13, authorizing the town, or the mayor of Oakland to solicit proposals for solid waste services contract.
I have a motion from Alderman Hummel. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Alderman Campbell. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes.
Thank you.
All right, next is 2514, resolution, drainage repairs contract, request authorization to solicit bids. Can I have a motion to hear?
Motion here.
Motion to hear from Vice Mayor Cates. Mr. Ellis?
Yes, it's authorization to put out for bids. We have 2 areas currently of storm drain pipe that has had failures, pretty significant ones, and it's routine maintenance, again, unexpected cost. Public Works Director's already received a cost estimate for that. One I think will be considered an emergency, and the other one may wait until next fiscal year. It depends, but we definitely want to get the one at a park in Oakland's park. repaired as soon as possible.
What's the price on that?
What was the cost estimate, Mr. Finn?
For Oakland Park is $47,525.
We got that in the budget?
This is just an estimate now.
Is that a budget?
Well, we don't have it in the park budget, we have it in Public Works
I have
budget.
it in Public Works budget, as long as the money returned to Public Works when it's
Okay.
Again, that was an estimate from the engineer, that's not a bid, so.
And what was that price again?
$47,000,
Okay.
$47,525.
and again, for information, that particular one is not a complete replacement, it is basically a spot repair.
What I'm reading right here is 176 feet.
The pipe's been in the
Any
ground.
further, it'll have to be some playground removal. This is the reason we consider that an emergency. It's right next to the playground.
Right.
It's a big home. How deep is that pipe?
How deep is that
How
pipe? Mr.
deep is
Dennis?
that pipe,
About 8
Dennis?
feet?
I put 8 dump truck loads of dirt in that hole that formed over there the other day, and that big rain just come through here, it's all gone. And now, not only is all gone, that pipe is stopped completely up. The water's coming out of the drain, running over to Norma Carroll, then down into the cove, back to the lake. It's serious.
So when do you get this fixed?
Yes, sir.
Any other questions, comments?
I just have a comment. Is there any way we can put something on the town website to let the residents know what's going on? Because right now, they just think Oakland made a mess over there and it's not gonna fix it.
Of course, we could do that, that is not a problem, yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Is there a motion?
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve from Alderman Austin. Is there a second? Second from Alderman Bailey. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion passes.
Thank you.
All right, moving down to other items of business. This would be the Cry-Lake Commercial Purchase and Sale Agreement.
It would be, and I have one other item after this, if you would, but let's do this first, please.
Let me have a motion,
Yes.
a motion to hear. Do we need that for this?
Motion is,
Okay, got it from Vice Mayor Cates. Mr. Ellis, go ahead.
I would defer to Attorney Minor on this if I could.
Okay,
So, I think everyone has a copy of the contract, that has been submitted, by the, agent, Ms. Hines is here tonight, who represents the seller of the property, BCS Investments LLC. As you all will recall, on March 11, at our March meeting, the board approved a resolution, to enter into negotiations, for the purchase of the property with, specific terms of a 90-day due diligence period and a refundable earnest money deposit of not more than $5,000. That was passed by the board in March. And as the resolution said, the town manager, with my assistance, was authorized to enter into negotiations with the seller of the property, which has occurred. And at this point in time, the seller is not willing to provide a 90-day due diligence period. And one of the reasons that has been provided for not wanting, or two reasons actually, for not wanting to provide a due diligence period of 90 days is, number one, the town, through internal staff, I think mostly, is that right, Harvey, has already conducted multiple inspections.
And 2 external, yes.
And 2 external. I think we have a structural engineer's report.
Yes.
And then the other
The other one
external.
was a general maintenance, you need a roof, you need air conditioning, things like that.
So there's already an amount of due diligence that has already occurred since the 11th of March, when this resolution was passed, at the permission of the property owner, that didn't really have to give that permission since we were not under contract with the seller. But the seller nevertheless allowed the town access to the property. And so there's been basically a 30-day period already expended by the
So what are we voting on exactly?
So you would, if you voted tonight, again, you had a resolution to enter into negotiations with terms of a 90-day due diligence period. You got a contract that the seller has submitted saying, I will accept an offer of 30 days, and then I've explained why he's not willing to go with
Yeah.
the 90 days. So you would be voting to make an offer consistent with the terms of this agreement. So you got the agreement in front of you. If you've had an opportunity to review it, please ask me any questions. I have reviewed it. I've read many of these cry-like commercial contracts. There's nothing in here that is unusual. I think that we all know that the property is only 0.7 tenths of an acre. It was an acre and a half or an acre and 3 tenths at one point, and then the property got split out by plat into 2 lots, so the town would only be acquiring 0.7 tenths of an acre.
So how's that gonna affect
So-
the parking?
That doesn't
Hold
include
on,
the back?
One at a time. Go ahead.
I've discussed with Ms. Susan the option of purchasing an additional acre to the west of that property for parking.
Did you have,
So,
That property is not owned by this seller.
It's a separate.
all
That's
right.
right.
So, if I may,
Go
thank
ahead.
you, sir.
Is it gonna be a lease or buy?
Excuse me, Mr. Cates,
Mr.
excuse
Case,
me.
let her talk.
Thank you. So when we looked at it on that day, we trooped around there and kind of went upstairs and all in it. I was under the impression that we were talking about the parking lot that would go back to that tree line. Is that included? That is included?
That tree line is the west property.
Yeah. So what other additional property you're thinking about?
Beyond that, to the line of houses behind it.
Oh, so, I mean, we weren't even discussing that at the time anyway.
There's a big tract of land back there.
You know, sure, but I think it floods.
If the price is reasonable, I would entertain the thought of adding that additional property.
But, okay, we don't have to.
There's a few things that I could tell you about the property, which y'all may not know, but it was going to be a birthing center. And so the midwives that have the property,
Ms. Hines, come on up here.
Yeah, I can't
they,
hear.
so there were a group of midwives that bought the property, and the intention was to have a birthing center. And so they went through, they had a grant from the state of Tennessee. They completely rewired the building, they replumbed the building. They put in fire-rated drywall and fire-rated doors. They're all ADA compliant. And so they did all these things, and they said, no, you have to put oxygen in the walls, and the midwives said, we see the writing on the wall. They don't even have oxygen in walls in hospitals, so it was just like they kept raising the bar. So they sold the building to some people who made it into a bed and breakfast. And then after that, whatever board it was came back and told the midwives they could have a birthing center. It was just kind of one of those.
So they put a lot of money and effort into,
So a lot of the concerns that you might have about being ADA compliant or being safe or being up to date, I just want to put those at rest. Because it is, there may be some things that have changed a little bit in code that you may have to up, but it's not going to be like a complete remodel of the whole building. So that's one thing. The one thing that I know that is, as far as ADA, that is not correct is the wheelchair ramp is too steep. But it was okay at the time, it's just not okay now.
gotcha.
I would understand we'd also have to have an elevator, and that's, you know, that's like $80,000.
That's been discussed. We've had a architect, engineer firm come out and visit with us, and that was an option. We had originally, Joe and I discussed the possibility of a ramp for public access. And I know 80,000 is a lot of money, but it would be definitely, I think, the way to go.
Cheaper than 25 million, I think,
Yes, ma'am, a little bit,
Think so.
just not much,
a
but
little bit.
some.
Any other comments, questions?
I do.
ahead.
I've only, of these, all these multiple reports I'm hearing here, I've only gotten one that was emailed to me that I read.
As I said earlier, I got the second one at dinner 2 hours ago, so.
And I'm in agreement with, Alderman Campbell there, the mold that he brought up, my main interest also is the asbestos. And we ran it, you know, that can cost you an arm and a leg in addition to 80,000 now for an elevator. And we gotta correct the ramp, which is out of concrete, chisel that out. And, the prices, this is before we even knock down any walls or take out bathrooms that we don't need. And I read that report. When I read the summary, when I got to the end looking at it, my eyes glued on for every category was poor, 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 poor. That's what stuck out in my mind.
I would disagree, but there were 4 categories as well. Joe and I have developed a scope of work, which we'll be glad to share with you guys, and we've had several cost estimates for sealing the basement, for example. And we know they're gonna need a roof. We know, we haven't had, again, I haven't read the second report all the way through, I skimmed over it. So far, we have not had anything unexpected that we didn't expect.
All right.
Again, the asbestos that's the next one.
Ms. Hines, you wanted to say something about asbestos?
There's no asbestos in the building, but I think we should have an inspection. I'm not saying you should, but you should.
And that goes back to the birthing center.
Yes, yes, it goes back to that, and it goes back to the time when the building was built. And today, asbestos is not quite a big deal to deal with. I'm not saying it's not a big deal health-wise, it's not as big a deal to deal with and to remediate as it was a few years ago. So it's a little bit easier there are better methods of remediating right now.
And
So,
if the board will remember, we just saved $700,000 on contracting for the plans for the new town hall. This will give us administrative space for half that money.
No, you go ahead.
I just want to be clear, look, guys, we're going to be transparent on this all the way through. If you're not comfortable, you're not comfortable. If this is not the direction we need to go, I'm fine with that. But
Well,
look where we're at, and look, we're growing, we're in a strip mall. You know the story, I don't need to
All
tell
right.
you. So just please allow me the time to do my due diligence, share it with you guys, and then I work for you.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna make one more comment
Sure.
after you.
All right, well, one thing,
I think, Mr.,
Oh,
did you have
this
something you
case,
wanted to
did you-
ask? Go ahead.
I had talked to Mr. Ellis about it, and I'm not comfortable with any of this till I see all the inspection and see the cost of what it's gonna end up costing us to do this with the parking and everything involved. And until then, I'm not gonna stick my nose in this one like we did the last one. I didn't stick it in the last one, I'm not gonna stick it in this one.
and
I mean, that's just my part on the inspection and see what it's gonna cost to do it.
thank,
I will say, just to respond to you, Mr. Ellis has done an incredible job of getting a lot of the inspection done, you know, just boom, boom, boom. He's really worked on it. And so you've had almost 6 weeks in the building, not quite, but just we're coming up on that. And another 30 days, I think you'll have everything that you need. But we have to have an offer. Now, you can back out of the offer. I mean, you're free to do that, but we can't move forward. I'm not gonna take it off the market until there's an offer. That's just not the way it works. So in order for me to pull it off the market and say it's gonna be yours until you tell me otherwise, I have to have an executed contract.
And we still have 30 days to get out of the contract, and if we need another
Yes.
15-day extension, we're allowed that.
So essentially, you can have up to another 45 days.
Okay.
all
Ms.
right.
Hummel.
I want to tag on to what Alderman Cates said. I agree 100% what Alderman Cates just said, that I would like to see, like we brought up, elevator, all these other things, until I get the other reports that tell otherwise, what we're faced with, and also some type of a scope of work. Add it up, just come up whatever, because the last project that failed, we allocated $135,000 to change that building on Main Street, and that wasn't an appropriate amount of money. And so just draw that figure out of the head, and 80,000 is already, we're looking at probably for an elevator or something like that. So I'm not comfortable being rushed on anything. I can understand you got the market, and I say, you get a better offer, I say go for it. But I do not want to be rushed on this deal. I want the due diligence done, because got up here and preached till I was blue in the face about the last project. And I'm not gonna get caught, as Mr. Cates again this time in this. And I wanna get an idea, some type of an estimate from engineer, somebody, what are we looking at, 135,000? 1 million? I don't know. But until I get that, I will not be voting to accept this. Thank you. Mr. Minor, you said you wanted to say something?
That's fine, but you don't,
I was just gonna point out, that you've got a clean 30-day due diligence period in this contract with it's not a pure clean 15-day extension, but a clean 30 days. I was just gonna point out, your next board meeting is May the 15th, which is 28 days out. I'm just pointing out the arithmetic there, that you will be back, here at your regular board meeting on the 15th, which would be within that 30-day period. But I'm just,
I had noticed that too. I thought that was
Yep.
good.
and I just want to, I appreciate, I want all the information too, but we don't get that information until we do the contract. That gives us the 30 days to go in and do that work and get an answer. Then we either pull the trigger on the contract or we back out of the contract.
We back out of the contract, we lose our $5,000 earnest money.
No,
No, not this.
You get that back.
That's it. Read the first
it's
paragraph on
refundable.
the second page, and it's very clear that if for any reason during the inspection period, it doesn't work for you, then you are due your earnest money back. And I just don't think that would be ethical on my part either, to let you do that and not tell you that, you know, it's not the way I work.
I got a question.
Go ahead, Mr. Gates.
Did you say the next board meeting is 15th?
Yes, it's May the 15th.
Will we be having a workshop before then, are we?
I would suggest one, yes, sir.
I think we're
Can
gonna
this not be
actually,
brought up on the workshop? Maybe you'll have more answers for us then?
I think you and I talked about doing 2 budget workshops.
I don't know
I
about
don't have
two,
my
but
calendar with me, but we could add this onto one of those.
that way maybe you'll have more information for us. Instead of just frogging into something.
I want to say we were talking about the 6th and the 8th or something like that.
Those were the days mentioned,
When is it?
May 6th and the 8th, or at least the 6th or the 8th. Let's pick one and then go over budget,
Don't bother me.
some more budget stuff.
Let's do the 6th, but we'll talk about that later. Is there any more comments, questions about this contract? Okay. Then I'll take a motion from anybody who wants to make a motion.
Motion fails for lack of a motion.
Waiting on Mr. Bailey to make up his mind.
Let's make a motion that we, go ahead. Put a bid on the property.
Accept the
Get our-
contract.
Get our, on the contract, get our, inspection reports, our money reports, that what it's gonna cost to put this building like we want it to get in. And if we can have that on that workshop.
Okay. I have a motion from,
We go ahead and
accept the contract.
accept the contract.
Motion from Alderman Bailey. Is there a second?
I'll second with the agreement that if everything falls through, we get all of our
Well,
money
this is how we
back.
get the information we want. Okay, we get no information if you don't do a motion.
Absolutely, you get your money back. If you come to me and you say, you know,
It's in the contract.
yes,
I have a motion to accept from Alderman Bailey. I have a second from Alderman Austin. We'll do a roll call vote. Alderman Campbell? Yes or no? Yes?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
I have 3 yeses and 2 nos. The motion passes.
We need to explain to the citizens that it's a necessity that we move all of our employees into one area, as we're creating expenses every month, having them split up into 3 different buildings.
We're spending $20,000 a year in a shopping center between 2 restaurants. So, I mean,
Just for estimated, 14 employees?
okay. Thank you, Ms. Hines.
this is yeah, I was just gonna say, this is a wonderful historical building, and it would be a great place for employees to
No comments, please. Okay. Mr. Ellis, you said you had one other thing under items of new business.
I did have, but I'll defer to Ms. Lori on this. Looks like we have to, I would like permission from the board to move some money, from the $36,000 from the general fund to water, 18,000 to water, 18 to sewer, is that correct? Or take from sewer, 18 from sewer and 18 from water to go back to the general fund, I'm sorry.
So it was budgeted that sewer and water would pay to the general fund $18,000 per year. It has not been
Transfer.
transferred. Wanted to make sure that you are aware that it was budgeted and so that we can transfer it.
Housekeeping, we need to get that done.
Okay, can we do this without having a,
I just wanted to make the board aware, I'm not sure you have to have a vote.
so we're not doing it tonight?
Not-
So this has already been authorized, you're just letting us know
It has.
you will be moving the money?
Yes.
Correct.
The other
Okay.
That's fine.
piece of it, Mr. Ellis, is the, water to wastewater.
Water to wastewater? The 18,000? No, you're talking about the large sum.
Yes, sir.
You'll have to explain that a little bit to the board, so.
Come on up, Mr. Price, because this, I know what you're talking about, this is a big deal.
Yeah, this is a big deal. In the past, water and wastewater were combined. They were separated before either of us were here. It was not separated equally or equitably, we would say that. What numbers do we have, for example, fund balance? You want to cover?
There we go.
Yeah.
So in, 23-24 budget year, y'all budgeted, because you split out your water and wastewater, you budgeted to move $4,584,262 from water fund to sewer fund. It never got moved. It's sewer's money, but it stayed in the water fund. And it needs to be moved to make the sewer funds more accurate. There's been two faults that have happened with this. Number one, it did not get moved when it was supposed to get moved. And number two, water department has been drawing interest off of that money for a year and a half. So, obviously, this has hurt sewer department, and we need to get them in better sitting position in having their own money.
They
Does
should have
the-
been moved a long time ago.
Do you get to move the interest?
That is the board decision.
Mr. Fisher, I need quiet. Do they get to move the interest money?
That is a board decision.
Okay.
I would suggest,
So this is just a correcting an error.
it is just something that never got moved.
It might be against the law, too.
You separated out the two departments, but
Right.
you never separated out the money.
I understand.
So you told sewer department to work with what you made, not what you had.
Okay. Is this something we can bring up at our next meeting?
I'll defer to Tom, I'm not sure if he's.
I think she ought to move it.
Does she have the authority to go ahead and move?
It does, I think the board needs to be aware of it, but I think this was something that was already approved, and this is
It was-
internal accounting, or it's not really accounting, it's just moving the funds where they should have been all along.
Somebody overlooked the problem.
Correcting it, accounting.
So we don't have to have anything on this. She has the authority to, that's a lot of money. You can give us an,
My recollection, yeah, this has been over a year ago. that
Right.
The board approved this, so it should have been done then, is the way that it's been explained to me. This is not an area of expertise for me, but I cannot imagine that if the board voted to split the accounts into two separate funds, that you would not divide the money up.
okay, okay.
I'm sure that was, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I'm sure that was the intent at the time that the board determined that we were to separate the accounts.
Okay. Anything else?
No, sir.
Can I have a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion.
I made a mistake a minute ago, it's 100 linear feet. I was looking at the cost per linear feet, that's it.
Okay,
Thank you for making the board aware of that.
thank you.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn from Vice Mayor Cates. The chair recognizes the motion. We're adjourned.
May the 6th.
All righty. We'll talk about it.
Come on, give me.
I'm out here waiting on you.
Where you at?
I parked over here to the side where we normally
You
park.
realize that we spent